run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long-term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit efoodsdirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's efoodsdirect.com or 800-409-5633.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cameras, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Crashing through the lies and disinformation. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
If you're doubting me, because I know a lot of you do that, you can't believe this stuff's happening, neither can I. Drudge Report's got it linked up there for several days. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services approved applications for waiver of annual limits requirements on the section of the health care bill. And it's got things like Jack in the Box and Cracker Barrel in there. But this is only one group of waivers. There's another group of waivers that did get some attention. Back on the 7th of October in USA Today, McDonald's, 29 other firms get health care coverage waivers. I mean, how do you give elite companies waivers and then not give the general public waivers? But Jaron was pointing out that if you read the list of this latest 111 waivers, I mean, how are they not going to give my operation a waiver? Most people that work here, they do not want health insurance. Even if they wanted it, we'd go out and get it. They've either got their own or don't think they need it right now. But the issue here is, how do they do this? How do they get away? I mean, it came out a year and a half ago when they were taking over Chrysler and GM, and the government was giving them billions of taxpayer money, that the Obama administration went to dealerships, some of them over 80 years old, worth millions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars, healthy, good dealerships, and would take them away from Republican donors or people who've never donated to the Democrats, and then would give them to Democratic operatives, or would let the Democratic operatives keep their dealerships. I mean, this is a group of naked, thug-like gangsters. And where are the criminal Republicans? They should be calling for indictments and impeachments and immediate repeal of this now. Getting up on their hind legs and saying, look at how outrageous this is. We have the moral high ground. It's just like that CNN host we're about to play. He looks to John Pistole, or Pistol, and says, the head of the TSA, and says, you let pilots fly the planes? That's a lot more powerful weapon than a bomb or a gun. Well, why are you naked body scanning them? Why are you searching them? He goes, well, these are a special trusted group. Well, yeah, we're all trusted. We could all just start killing people, and no amount of security would stop it. But see, that's the idea. As the attacks continue at bus stops and malls, the feds have announced they want this same culture of federal goons everywhere, on every street corner, checkpoints. This is their power grab. This is their takeover. And these big defense contractors, they then get the billions of dollars in profits from the face scanning cameras and the license plate reading cameras and the data mining software and the mobile naked body scanners. And then in every case, where do the cartridge bombs and the underwear bombs and the shootings at Fort Hood lead back to? Directly to the military-industrial complex. Red-handed. The media comes out and goes, well, yes, the government, U.S. government, did help get Muttalib, the underwear bomber, on the plane, but we're not going to discuss it. Yes, it's true, Anwar al-Awlaki hangs out with the CIA and Pentagon, and he's number one in Al-Qaeda, but and he's running the attacks. Give up your rights. Let's not talk about how he's at the Pentagon. It's just all in your face. So, oh, you don't give money to the Democrat crime machine. We're going to take your car dealership. We own Chevy now. We own GM now. I mean, we need to just rise up verbally and point out you're a bunch of stinking crooks. And the rest of the sheep are going to follow. Again, I'm getting into the TSA right now. This is so big. Do you realize history is being made right now? People are like, some people, most people totally understand. Some people send me emails or I see comments and they say, why are you covering this so much? Well, I'm going to walk through it again and then get into all the latest developments, okay? Because Homeland Security has stated that everything you see going on in the airport is going to go on at colleges, K through 12 public schools, highways, malls, sports stadiums, movie theaters. Everywhere is going to have federal goons way outside the 10th Amendment putting their hands on you and training you to be a slave. The airports are the beta test. That is admitted, and they're now rolling it out. Okay? So if we don't stop them here, we're never going to stop them. This is also the first big revolt that is nonviolent, that is a true strike, where the pilots are saying they're not going to fly. The flight attendants are saying they're not going to fly. The citizens are saying they're not going to fly. And it's hurting the big airlines and the hotels by billions of dollars a month, and that's all these people care about. So they're now going to Napolitano and saying, hey, can't you at least let the pilots fly? You know, we got to trust them. And the government today said, yes, we're going to, in the near future, give them some different screening. And then, of course, they'll come back a year later and try to put it back in place. They're masters of, take us a mile, we push them back a half mile. Then they push us 2 miles, we push them back a mile. They always want more, more, more. These are control freaks. These are perverts. These are sadists. That's why they're in government. They enjoy doing this. They enjoy power over people. They enjoy taking over society. They like it. Okay? Now, I want to play this John Pistol clip. The whole thing is going up on prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com in minutes. We've got a big article about Janet Napolitano's lies, and that's coming up in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and play this major cave-in, this major capitulation. And you better believe the TSA controllers, the lobbyists making billions off these machines, you better believe they're loading up bombs right now. And it's going to be incredibly obvious. A lot of mainstream news is already suspecting the government. Glenn Beck's talking about Oklahoma City being an inside job. The Democrats may stage more. Geraldo Saturday night came out and said he wants to look at Building 7 and that there may be something to this and that he was wrong about 9/11 truth. It's over. People know. And you can't control everybody. It's over, criminals. And for those of you that have a fetish of hating Muslims, look, it's the government bringing in the Muslims at record levels. It's the government that says Homeland Security's for gun owners, conservatives, returning veterans, libertarians. Even if you want to keep sucking your thumb of the Muslim hatred, then at least understand it was a bait and switch. Okay, so for your own little mind, Muslims are evil, okay? I'm not saying that, but just for your own little world, they're the devil. Now, the Homeland Security was set up for you, buddy boy, because you got a back 40 and an old farmhouse and know how to plant tomatoes. They don't like you. It's set up for you. You understand that? Get that through your brain right now. Let's go ahead and play this clip of the head of the TSA caving in to common sense. Here it is.
And Sully Sullenberger has fired the latest volley in this, now saying, I don't understand what the purpose of screening pilots is. And some people at home might ask, you know, the biggest weapon that a pilot could possibly have if he or she wanted to commit an act of terror is in their hands. It's the aircraft. So why are we even screening pilots?
Well, that's obviously been an issue for a while, John, and trying to use an intelligence-driven, risk-based approach. We had some good conversations last week with the pilot groups, and we're continuing that this week. And I believe we are finding a good way forward on that as we try to manage risk as to the security we need to apply to those groups for those very reasons.
Does it make sense to you to screen a pilot for weapons if, again, they've got the biggest weapon they could possibly have in their hands?
Well, obviously they are a trusted group in so many different ways, and so it makes sense to do some different type of screening, which we will explore, and I think have a way forward here in the near future.
So things will change when it comes to pilots, will they?
Well, I don't want to broadcast anything prematurely, but I think there are options that we are looking at that will make sense.
All right, that's very interesting. Now, what about this fellow over the weekend in San Diego, John Tyner? Didn't want to go through the body scanning machine, and then when he was subjected to a pat-down, he was uncomfortable with the level of pat-down that he was going to be subject to, and then he was escorted out of the airport and then told that he might face a $10,000 fine. What's your take on that episode?
Well, obviously everybody has their own perspectives about their personal screening. And again, it gets back to the issue of what are we doing to ensure everybody else on that flight that people have been properly screened. So if Abdul Muttalib from 1225 had said, well, look, I don't want you doing a pat-down on me.
You helped him get on the plane. Hit pause right there.
May be.
Hit pause. Look at this guy. He knows full well the U.S. government got him through the Amsterdam airport, past the naked body scanners that his bosses made money on, and that a sharp-dressed man was able to get him on the plane without a passport. And then it came out, it was done through the State Department. They got him on the plane. They did it. They're the ones right out in the open. Who investigates the TSA? Who investigates the minimum wage, elephant rear-ended fat bodies that they've got running around groping everybody? I mean, who's going to stop somebody pulling up at an airport with a machine gun just shooting everybody? Who's going to stop a suicide bomber running into an airport? Okay, you're going to put a security perimeter around the airport. What's going to stop them from walking into a 7-Eleven? Oh, we're going to put federal guards outside of 7-Eleven? What's going to stop somebody from putting an IED out on the highway? Nothing's going to stop them. The truth is nobody's doing it but the feds. And the feds have been training local police for at least 5 years that there's about to be IEDs detonating in every community and to harden their police departments against the people. That's all admitted. And guess who they tell the cops the bad guys are? They tell them veterans are going to bomb you. No, the feds are going to bomb local cops to have those weak-minded people go and grovel to the Fed